What's good, everybody? It's RFG back at it today, and I'm gonna get straight to the point in this one. No hold bars, no holding back whatsoever. There was a video that was put out about me. I believe it was yesterday, and as we all know, it was Zachary Hubbard, and he basically said that I messaged him on a blog at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, July 4th, okay, of this year. Now, as we all know, July 4th of this year, I was in Hawaii visiting my sister and my nieces. That's what I went out to Hawaii for, to visit my sister, her family, and my nieces. That's why I went out, just to let everybody know. And July 4th, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, if I'm not mistaken, Hawaii time is 3 hours earlier than standard Pacific time. So if I messaged him 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, that would be 5:30 a.m. in Hawaii time. So that means I sent the message at 5:30 in the morning in Hawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, I have pictures on my Facebook of me camping out with my sister and my nieces from July 1st all the way up until July 4th, okay? I have the pictures on my Facebook. You can add me on Facebook. My Facebook is Jordan Wilkinson, Jordan, Jordan, Wilkinson, Wilkinson. And just to let you guys know, there was no internet in the wilderness when we were camping in Hawaii. That is why I was only able to upload two and a half videos from Hawaii, because my internet wasn't even working properly, people. When you are in the wilderness in Hawaii, your internet is not very active, people. It's not very active, people. It's not, okay? And there's a whole bunch of people out there who are gonna agree with that fact, okay? And like I said, you can go out and add me on Facebook, Jordan Wilkinson, Jordan Wilkinson. Add me on Facebook. See those pictures that prove I was out there camping with my sister. Okay, and my nieces in Hawaii on July 4th, okay? And that afternoon of July 4th, that is when I went inland to Hawaii, to Honolulu, where the city was, and that's when my internet started becoming active, and that's when I was able to upload my Book of Enoch video. I dropped my Book of Enoch video July 4th that afternoon when I came into Honolulu, the city area. That's where the internet was activated, okay? But wait a second. The Jew boy, Zachary Hubbard, said I messaged his ass 8:30 in the morning. You see what I'm saying? Standard Pacific time, but that's 5:30 in the morning Hawaii time. So you're telling me when I'm sitting in a fucking tent, okay, no internet, no fucking phone, I'm sitting in a tent, sleeping in the fucking wilderness with my sister and my nieces, and you're telling me I'm gonna message some stupid, retarded Jew faggot in Seattle? Are you serious? Are you serious? Like I said, go add me on Facebook if you want to see the pictures that prove what I was doing on July 4th, that prove everything I gotta say. And just to clarify everything, Zachary Hubbard actually made a fake account on a blog. I don't know what blog it is. So he basically made a fake account with my information and titled it RFG Chosen One, and he badmouthed his own blog to make it look like it was me. So let me just get this off my chest. Zachary Hubbard, I'm gonna give you one shot. To either tell the truth and admit you made a fake blog with my information to try to discredit me, or I just called the police last night. I just called the fraud department last night. And if you don't tell the truth, the fraud department is gonna track the IP address of where that blog account was created. So if that blog account was created on your cell phone or your laptop, bye-bye, Zach. Bye-bye, Zachy. Bye-bye. You're gonna go to jail. Okay, you're gonna be prosecuted because when you made the fucking fake account, you used my information. If I find out you used my legal first and last name and you used my date of birth to create that fucking account, bye-bye, Zach. Not only is that identity theft, that's defamation of character. That's identity theft and defamation of character, Zach. So like I said, you can either be a psychopath liar and come out in the open and admit to the subscribers that you made a fake account to try to discredit me and you stole my identity, or I'm gonna have the law persecute you. It's your choice, Zach. And like I'm saying, y'all better show this dude this video. Y'all better show him this video, because I'm not playing. I called the officials last night, the fraud department, you know what I'm saying, with the police, you know what I'm saying, identity theft, and I said it was identity theft and defamation of character. So they're doing their investigation, and they're gonna track the IP address of where that blog was created, Zach. And like I said, if it goes back to your cell phone or if it goes back to your laptop, bye-bye. You're gonna be behind bars, Zachy boy, Mr. Jew boy, Mr. Zionist Jew boy, who talks about the Zionist Jews, but you're a fucking Zionist Jew yourself. Bye-bye. You'll be behind bars. You're gonna lose your subscribers. Bye-bye, Zach. It was nice knowing you. Okay? So like I said, that's really all I gotta say about that parasite. Now I'm getting ready to break down the important information about Super Bowl 51. And now I'm really going to shit on all the critics and all the naysayers. Wait 1 second while I get these posters. Now, there was a message that was sent to me on my inbox that stated that Zach had the Colts and the Giants in the Super Bowl, and there was a whole bunch of other people saying it was going to be the Colts and the Packers. Very interesting. Very interesting. Well, I guess I'm going to have to blow people's minds again. Ladies and gentlemen, the factor that Zachary Hubbard and everybody else forgets about when it comes to these sports predictions is something called the Las Vegas factor. The Las Vegas factor. What is the Las Vegas factor? The Las Vegas factor is having favored good teams go into the playoffs and lose. Favored teams go into the playoffs and lose. Okay? So just keep that in mind. That's how Las Vegas makes their money, and the shit happens every year. And Zach never wants to talk about it. Well, like I said, I'm getting ready to shit on the haters and the naysayers. Okay, what do we have here? We have Mr. Teddy Bridgewater. Mr. Teddy Bridgewater was drafted in 2014. He was drafted in 2014. 1 plus 4 gives you 5. He was drafted number 32 overall. 3 plus 2 is 5. He wears number 5. He's 23 years old. 2 plus 3 equals 5. The Vikings will go 11-5 with 5 losses. The Vikings will be the 5th seed in the NFC playoffs. The Vikings will win the NFC title game to go to the state with 5 letters, Texas, to go to the land of the 5-pointed star. They'll win the NFC title game to go to the state with 5 letters, which is Texas, the land of the 5-pointed star, the pentagram, okay? Where 5 police officers were gunned down, in Texas. This will be the 5th time in a row where a black QB faced a white QB in a Super Bowl. The 5th time in a row that a black QB faced a white QB in a Super Bowl. And his hometown of Miami is where Super Bowl 5 was played. Ladies and gentlemen, Teddy Bridgewater's hometown of Miami is where Super Bowl 5 was played. It's all going back to the 5 this year. The 5-pointed pentagram. Either your 5 points are up or they're down. Either your pentagram is up like the Moore flag, or it's down like the Baphomet. And that's what they're going back to with this Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can get a full picture of this. Okay? This will be the 5th time in a row a black QB faces a white QB in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 5 was played in Teddy Bridgewater's hometown of Miami. The Super Bowl where the Colts won by a field goal at the 32-yard line, 3 + 2 = 5, with 5 seconds left on the clock. I'm going to repeat. Super Bowl 5 was played in Miami, Teddy Bridgewater's hometown, okay, where the Colts won by a field goal at the 32-yard line, 3-2 gives you 5, with 5 seconds left on the clock. The Vikings will lose Super Bowl 51 and have an 0-5 record in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 51 stadium area code is 77054, which in numerology, 7 + 7 is 14, 14 + 5 is 19, 19 + 4 is 23, 23 goes back to your goddamn 5, which is your 5-pointed pentagram, either up or down, and it's gonna be your goddamn choice. So let me go over this again. For the haters, and for the naysayers. They said, okay, Teddy Bridgewater was drafted in 2014. 2014, 1-4 gives you 5. He was drafted number 32 overall. 3-2 gives you 5. He wears number 5. He's 23 years old. 2-3 gives you 5. Vikings will go 11-5 with 5 losses. The Vikings will be the 5th seed in the NFC playoffs, and they will win the NFC title game to go to the state with 5 letters and to go to the land of the 5-pointed star where 5 police officers were gunned down. And this will be the 5th time in a row where a black QB faced a white QB in the Super Bowl. And Super Bowl number 5 was played in Teddy Bridgewater's hometown of Miami, and he wears number 5. The Super Bowl when the Colts won by a field goal, okay, at the 32-yard line with 5 seconds left on the goddamn clock. Okay? And the Vikings will lose Super Bowl 51 and have an 0-5 record in the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl 51 date is February 5th. The Super Bowl 51 date is February 5th. Okay? Super Bowl 51 date is February 5th. Going back to the 5 again. Super Bowl 51 stadium area code 77054. You add all those numerals up in numerology, it goes back to the number 5. This is all going back to the 5 because they're referring to the 5-pointed pentagrams, which are either going to be up or down. The 5-pointed pentagram of Texas. Okay? And this is going to be destiny for Adrian Peterson and destiny for Teddy Bridgewater. Okay? And the NFC, ladies and gentlemen, the Minnesota Vikings are your NFC title champions in 2017. The Minnesota Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. The Minnesota Vikings are getting the 5th seed in the playoffs, and they're going to go 11-5. And the Packers and the Saints will have the 2 top seeds in the NFC. The Seahawks will have the 3rd seed. The Redskins will have the 4th seed. The Vikings have the 5th seed. The Panthers will have the 6th seed. But the Vikings will beat the Redskins, will beat the Packers, and will beat the Saints to go to the Super Bowl. The NFC title game is going to be between the Vikings and the Saints. The NFC title game, between the Vikings and the Saints. Think about it. The 2 places where the 2 shootings happened in Minnesota and in New Orleans. Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to silence the community. They're going to silence the black community. They're going to silence the black community in New Orleans and Baton Rouge by having Drew Brees have a record-breaking season this year. They're going to silence the Louisiana community by having Drew Brees and the Saints have a record-breaking season this year. And they're going to get a first-round bye, and they're going to be heavily favored to go to the Super Bowl, just like the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are going to win the NFC North. The New Orleans Saints are going to win the NFC South. So most of your bettors are gonna bet on the Packers and the Saints to win the Super Bowl, to go to the Super Bowl, and the Vikings are gonna be that Las Vegas casino team that upsets 3 top seeds to go to the Super Bowl, and the Las Vegas casinos are gonna bank in, okay, by having the Vikings go to the goddamn Super Bowl. And this is destiny, ladies and gentlemen, for the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl. And ladies and gentlemen, Teddy Bridgewater was chosen. Teddy Bridgewater was chosen to be the quarterback of the Vikings. Why? Because the original Vikings before 1491 were melanated males. They were melanated males. Teddy Bridgewater was chosen to be the head of the Vikings because the original Vikings were melanated before 1491. After 1491, your Vikings were Caucasoid. So they had a melanated man be the quarterback of the Vikings because the original Vikings were melanated men. It is all symbolic. It is all a ritual. Okay, it is all set in stone. The Vikings are your NFC title game champions, and they'll be in the Super Bowl. And as we all know, the Zionist Jews got together and created the biggest trick on this planet by convincing the people of this planet that a word existed called luck. So the Jews invented a word called luck because the word luck is personified by the universe being created through chance, through spontaneous act, and through chance. So they created this false illusion of luck. And if we look at the first 3 letters of luck, we're dealing with L-U-C, we're dealing with Lucifer, we're dealing with Lucifer, the false light bringer, the false information, the false light bringer, Lucifer, who created the goddamn word luck. And it's a goddamn curse and a blasphemous name of luck. And if you do your research, it's a Jewish last name called Luck. And it's a goddamn curse. Because didn't no goddamn luck create this universe you live in. This universe you live in was created by a divine intelligence, and everything that happens in life is not luck, and it is all divine order, and it's all through destiny and fortune. It is not no goddamn luck. Because by having the idea of good luck, bad luck, you're saying the universe operates off chance and roll the dice scenario. When it's really all about your actions and all about the Creator's destiny for you. Whether you choose the negative path for your destiny or the positive path for your destiny. And it's all mapped out. Everything that happens is for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidence. And there's no goddamn such thing as luck. So there's a new Jew boy on the block, and his name is Andrew Luck. And he got paid $146 goddamn million for having an 8-8 season last season. So the goddamn Colts are gonna be in the goddamn Super Bowl this year. And the Colts are gonna beat the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl 51. That is your Super Bowl 51 prediction. The Colts will go 11-5 or 12-4, one of the two. And they're gonna upset the Patriots and the Chiefs in the playoffs. Mark my words. The Colts are gonna be matched up with the Chiefs and then the Patriots in the AFC playoffs. And the Colts are gonna go to the fucking Super Bowl. Mark my words. Then, when the Colts win the Super Bowl, the Colts will have a 3-2 record in the Super Bowl. The Colts will have a 3-2 record in the Super Bowl. 3-2 goes back to number 5. This is Andrew Luck's 5th year. This is Andrew Luck's 5th year. This is Andrew Luck's 5th year in the NFL. The 5th year, going back to the 5-pointed star of Texas, the 5-pointed star of the Moors, the 5-pointed star of the Baphomet. Super Bowl 51. Super Bowl 51 is gonna be the Indianapolis Colts versus the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said, I'm dealing off of the stars. I'm dealing with the true form of numerology and the true form of spirituality that was given to me by my ancestors and my creator. Fuck luck. Fuck the Zionist Jews. And fuck anybody who doubts me. Cause I'm getting ready to milk these motherfucking sports books, and I'm finna beat these goddamn Zionist Jews at their own goddamn game. Now who's riding with me? It's on. It's on, ladies and gentlemen. It's on. Your Super Bowl in 2017 is going to be Indianapolis Colts, Minnesota Vikings. They're gonna make Teddy Bridgewater look bad because he's the melanated quarterback, and they're gonna give the ring to Andrew Luck, the Jew boy, who represents Lucifer's false light, Lucifer's luck, the fucking word that was created by the Zionist Jews to take you away from your creator and to take you away from your divine destiny. It was the fucking cursed word of luck, cause luck don't fucking exist. Don't never, and all my subscribers, don't ever let anybody tell you no motherfucking good luck. If somebody tell you good luck, you slap their ass with your 5 fingers, slap their ass across the face. Ain't no motherfucking luck in this goddamn universe. Everything happens for a reason. Destiny. Period. So like I said, you can jump on board with RFG, or you can get lost. Your Super Bowl is Indianapolis Colts, Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings is your Las Vegas upset team. The Colts is your motherfucking storyline team. Period. Period. So like I said, if you got a problem, I don't care if you with me or against me. Shit, my destiny's already mapped out. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the youngest grand sorcerer in this whole fucking world. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I appreciate everybody who supported RFG movement. Leave a comment. Shows one man.